what? Like I've said to you, and I've never been more proud of you. There's only been a few times in my life that I've actually considered you smarter than me, and you outsmarted me the other day. I was actually quite proud of you.
You know what? I don't want to...
2018, the year of the cheat and the year of drugs.
Absolutely. It's going to be such a good year this year.
It's going to be a great year.
Some real issues.
Absolutely.
I love it. Go ahead. You know, we got some great things planned, which is going to be wicked.
Yeah, big things. I'm getting approached
really
at parties. Last night went to the community party to ring in the new year. And by the way, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Mitch.
Happy New Year to everyone out there.
Jeff,
Happy New Year. Looking fantastic as usual.
All our locker room roster.
All the boys, all the girls.
girls.
By the way, I've noticed on the metrics, the women are starting to slowly creep up into the realm of the locker room.
Well, I just think because we don't have a masculine bias.
Absolutely.
You know, we are completely fair. We call it down the middle.
Men are pigs,
absolutely.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, the locker rooms, you know, when you talk about a locker room, it's not just a guy thing. There are female lockers out there.
I would love to listen to a women's rant in a locker room.
Well, you know, we talked about this, and you know, whoever wants to volunteer their time and come on, like, we want to know tales from the female locker. Ladies, we want to get you involved. Ask us some questions.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about the male locker? We want to know about the female locker, and not just, you know, where everyone's head's going. We want to know, like, traditions, like what's the trash talk.
Do you guys
that happens?
snap towels at each other, or do you guys make fun of boob sizes? Like, is that a thing? Can girls do that?
I actually want to know a legitimate question. I'm not trying to be overly funny, but girls hate it when guys call them the C word.
Yeah.
Like, that's the last, like, you're
Fair
dead.
enough, sure.
But I want to know, do girls call other girls the C word when they're playing against each other in the locker?
Yeah. They got to. You want to get under somebody. There's got to be like a little instigator action.
There's got to be the agitator,
there's got to be
right?
somebody on that team that throws that word out, right?
I bet you, like you know, like, yeah, we got to know. We got to have.
And when
someone
one girl calls another girl
on.
that word, it's got to be like game on. It's on.
Like, is it a forbidden?
It's one thing that if I call you that, right?
Right.
It does. It's like, okay,
it doesn't mean anything to me.
But when one girl calls another girl that, oh yeah, it's got to be on.
Oh man, that's huge.
I'm getting like weirdly turned on. Anyways, welcome to podcast 13. Happy New Year.
Oh, Merry
Dimitri,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah and Festivus and all that.
That's a big one.
How was your holiday?
Well, first, I gotta say, isn't it awesome being back? Like, we were off for 2 weeks. It felt like a long time.
I felt like I was missing a part of me. And I didn't realize how ingrained Jeff got inside of my pores.
And how do we dodge him for the award? That's on you. I voted Jeff. I voted Jeff.
You know what? I didn't see anybody fighting me when I said, hey, I got this bit. Let's try to go Jeff, and then give it to Zach. You loved it. But Jeff knows he's the ultimate winner.
You're right. No. No, you're a shoo-in next year. We promise.
I think you got this. You got this.
You know, even if we make it big on ESPN or something, like, you're in. You won already.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely. We're going to get you. You know, absolutely. That's actually not a bad idea.
You tell Zach to get his ass back here for the Jeff episode.
To take care of the keyboards and everything.
That should have been their final exam. Actually, you know what? A good exam should be get one of your students to come and see if they can keep up with the production that Mitch and I do.
Yeah.
And then we can grade them as well.
We'll grade them too.
Yeah, we'll
on a curve. On a curve.
Be like, look, we found your sound bits to be just slightly off.
Yeah.
What
were you doing?
Yeah. You know, like, it was preparation's huge.
You obviously weren't listening. You were at least 5 seconds off during our banter when we got into a fight.
You know, we just talked about how this person got into a car accident. And you put the clapping music.
Yeah, weird.
Sick jerk. What's the matter with you? So
kind of funny, but weird.
Yeah, going back, Christmas was great. Very calm this year, just the way I like it. As you know, Mitch, we got a little one at home, newborn,
absolutely.
And she's beautiful. She's awesome. But yeah, it was very tame. And now, for people that are listening to us that are not in Calgary or Alberta, we had a crazy cold snap during the holidays. So, and I mean, you must have heard because it made, I think, world news.
It did.
We got really cold over here. So it was nice. We just stayed indoors, even New Year's. We're recording today on the 1st, so New Year's Eve yesterday. Again, just very quiet, mellow, few friends. Really, really good. How about you?
I had a great holiday season. It was relaxing. It was nice. And I got myself into a little bit of a situation.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you? Is it Jersey Shore over here? Is that what
I've been dating this young lady for a little while, beautiful girl, Katrina, and I basically pulled the trigger, man. I told her, you know what, honey? Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, stop the presses.
Stop the presses. I took myself off the market. I'm sitting on the bench now. I have been sitting on the bench actually for a while, so it's all good. No, I'm very happy, very excited, very proud, and
well, congratulations. Yeah, all the best. Congrats, Mitch.
Thanks,
yeah,
buddy.
got
Thank you.
engaged. That's great.
Thank you. Couldn't have done it without the support of the jewelers. You know.
What kind of diamond did you get? Did you get a princess?
It wasn't like a
brilliant?
combination of one. You got to see it. Like it's actually, I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
with
but
it.
what about the main stone? Like, is it a?
This is what I'm saying.
Is it square? Is it?
It's kind of a round, but you got to see. It's not really one stone. I did like a collaboration of them.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, you got to see it. It's pretty neat. Actually, we went to the hockey game yesterday for New Year's Eve, and sitting in random seats. We've never sat on them before.
Okay.
And the gentleman next to her, literally, don't know the guy, never seen him in my life, older gentleman too. He's like, holy moly, what is that thing next to me? And I'm like, yeah, I keep telling her.
Did she turn around and say, that's my boyfriend or my fiance?
That's it. This guy's like, hey, be careful. They're going to come play on that surface rather than the ice surface right now.
Well, good for you.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
I got to ask the question and maybe give some advice for people
Sure.
that maybe want to do this in the future.
Yeah.
Did she tell you exactly what she wanted?
She
or
did.
did you put a little Mitch spin on it
I did.
too?
Yeah.
Smart move.
She told me
That's why
exactly
it's
what she
great.
wanted.
That's why.
I'll be honest. I looked at the one she wanted, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Not that it was ugly or it was bad or anything. It just didn't feel.
Mm-hmm.
To all the guys out there, I'm just going to say this. You're a part of this. You're part of it as well. Just remember that. It's not a one-way street when it comes down to this. I looked at what she wanted. I looked around. I thought I found something I liked, and I basically just went with what I liked. I left it open though.
Right.
Thinking I don't want to like kill myself because I don't want to disappoint her, see her crying. So if she wants to go back and change it, she can. But
Well, not by
that's
that
the case.
reaction.
No, it sounds
you
like she was
fist-bumping
very
yourself.
happy.
You know what I equate it to? It's kind of like when, if you go shopping with your wife or girlfriend and they say, hey, honey, try this on. And you're like, what are you? I don't want to try this on. It's stupid because we have our own style. Then they go back, buy the exact same thing without you there. And then they just give it to you. And you're like, oh, thanks for buying this for me. Like, this looks great. So you got to put your little bit of your spin on there.
You do. Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone's a part of it. You got to enjoy it. And it was fun. It was awesome. New Year's Eve last night was awesome. Went to the Flames game. Watched a Calgary local guy, a good buddy of mine, Jeff Glass, make his second game debut for the Blackhawks.
And you know what? His first game, he played very well.
Yeah, knocked out Edmonton, and he came down. He got kind of dragged into the whole scenario, but he played an excellent game. Mm-hmm. Flames ended up winning in overtime, but really, really good for a guy that's 32. They say that it's kind of in the upper part of your league, and he's never played in the NHL. He was on the 2009 Olympic team, or not Olympic,
so this is his debut at 32.
This was his debut.
32 years old.
He played in Russia for years, did a really good job there as well. But, there's Russia, and then there's being from Canada, you want to play in the NHL.
But you know what? The Blackhawks are that type of organization.
Yeah, I'm sure he was pretty pumped.
They see things a little bit differently. It's kind of like how Detroit was, let's say, a decade ago, where these random Detroit players coming from.
Yeah.
And I think they got a great eye. But they got good upper management.
Yeah,
Scotty Bowman and his son and everyone looking over there.
The game was good. The fans we were into it, but it was cold, man. That cold spell, it knocked down a whole bunch of people.
I believe it.
But let's talk about what everyone wants to talk about. What the hell happened yesterday in the NFL playoffs? Talk about, we've had past podcasts where we talk about killer instincts.
Yeah.
Hey, Baltimore. Hey, you bunch of pieces of shit that I put my 5-star pick of the week on you guys. And you guys turn around winning. You're winning. All you have to do is win and you're in. And you let the Cincinnati Bengals win against you last minute. What the?
How does this happen, Mitch? Win and you're in.
Win, you're in.
At home.
At home. 9.5-point spread.
You have a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I told you,
apparently.
Apparently, you're elite. Well, guess what, Flacco? You definitely got one thing right. You showed the NFL world you're not elite. You are, sir. You might have a Super Bowl quarterback ring, but unfortunately, you're not elite.
I think Flacco should just go. If they do the XFL again, Flacco's got to go there.
Well, there he'll be elite.
Yeah, he'll be very elite, right? But I mean, come on. Like, what happened just yesterday in general?
Yeah.
That Ravens, here's what bugs me about it, because I thought they were coming in to be a hot contender. They won like the last 5 games. They're winning in good fashion.
Absolutely.
They were racking up points, 30-plus points
Their
a game.
run game
like,
started jumping up.
You're like, okay. So there's something to be said here. Close game with the Steelers that they had as well. I think it was a Sunday nighter a few weeks back. Anyways, you can't beat the Bengals. You don't deserve.
Yeah, you can't go.
You do not deserve to be in the playoff picture if you need to have the winning attitude and you can't take care of the Bengals. I'm sorry.
No, you can't. And you know what? Congratulations to Buffalo. I think as a Canadian, there's two teams that we always stand. And that's the only reason I'm not that mad that Baltimore lost, because I was kind of slowly. You want to see Buffalo.
You had a thing for the Bills all year.
I do, man.
From day one.
They're like the wounded animal that just still somehow is walking. You're like, come on, man. They're like Rocky. They've been punched in the face continuously.
I'll give you that.
And the poor guys needed help. They couldn't just. They weren't in a situation where they win and they get in. They needed the help, and they won their game handily against Miami, and then they end up getting that help and that little divine intervention maybe last night. And,
it was getting out of hand because that 18-year drought was almost as bad as most of our friends' track records at the bar. So it was getting up there.
I still think there's guys on our roster that are never going to basically make it. I hate to say it, but
I think we have like 4 guys in the roster, in the locker room talk roster, that actually could make the sequel to the 40-year-old virgin in the ages of 50, 60, and I'm going to go 70.
Dare I say?
If one will filter to 70. Guaranteed.
100%. It's actually, you know what's sad is, you know what I'm worried about? You have your guys that you're thinking of, and I have mine. I don't think either 4 of them hit each other.
We got to do a secret, not a Deadpool, but you know how people do those Deadpools where it's like it's just in the house.
That's a great idea.
But who's gonna,
we could make a lot of money off that.
Tons. But we gotta.
The worst part is that is like Deadpool. That'll go on forever.
So maybe we should make a stipulation.
Our kids are gonna be running that pool.
We should have a stipulation. If you want in, you have to bring 2 nominees.
2 nominees.
Legitimate nominees. And then we'll review their cases. We might follow them around for a week and discuss whether or not.
But you know what the thing is? They're going to be like like the guys that I have in my mind are going to be big. That everyone's going to want. It's like a loser pool, right? Like everyone's going to want to take the losers.
Yeah,
early.
it's got to be that loser pool style. Absolutely. Yeah, Speaking of, and going with NFL and what happened, how about everyone getting fired?
Yeah, it's Black Monday. That's it's traditional.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is how the guy in Cleveland, 0-16, Hugh Jackson gets to keep his job, but Jack Del Rio loses his job.
He must have done maybe like computer sales before. He sold himself to keep that job.
That's right.
Did you see his press conferences? He's like, I know we're 0-6. I get it. He's like, I get it.
You get it?
He's like, I know, but it's not going to be like that. And the upper management's like, I think I trust him.
But, he must be the best salesman. They should fire him. Like, he should leave and go into sales. How do you convince, when you've lost 16 straight games, how do you convince anyone that you're actually trending up? How is that possible?
So, friend of mine.
How is that possible?
So, you know the guy in the hat drinking the Caesar in the video?
Oh, right.
Okay, that's Ian, okay? He follows and listens to everything. And
hello, Ian.
Hello, Ian. How you doing, buddy? But he brought up a good point. He goes, so you look at the other teams in Cleveland, the Indians, the Cavaliers, ups and downs, so on and so forth. At what point as a Browns fan, so they relocate the team, they bring them back. At what point as a Cleveland Browns fan, do they just get upset and just ride and say, you know what, like, why are we doing this? My argument was, I go, Ian, they only have to show up to 8 games a year. In a town where you don't got much else to do outside of sports, what does it matter whether they're good or not? It's almost like the fans will put up with it, just not to leave again.
Unbelievable. I'm still mesmerized. Like, on one end, I guess it's not totally. The players played like crap. It wasn't
everyone,
but the whole organization's crap. But
year
still,
after year,
get rid of, buddy. Jack Del Rio, kind of using him. He's a great coach. Actually.
Yeah, he was a good coach.
But he's being replaced, as reports are now indicating. John Gruden's coming out of the booth. And he's coming back to coach the Raiders.
I read an article. They even want to give him, was it like ownership or
absolutely. I've heard
options?
That too. And I mean, with them going to Vegas and everything like that, and he's got a good team. The Raiders just had a bad year. Gruden's going to be inheriting a pretty strong team here. But
he is.
Why wouldn't you want, if I'm Cleveland right now and I see a Jack Del Rio type of coach,
take him.
Grab him. Absolutely, you grab him.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think, kind of looking at it and going back to everything, it's an organizational thing. We're going to talk about that in the next few podcasts about what really makes a winning team. Is it the players? Is it the coaches? Is it the organization? We'll get into that in a little bit.
Right.
But speaking of organizations, I really want to get into this topic because a couple of weeks ago, James Harrison gets released from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious, how everyone thinks that New England has now taken James Harrison just for intel purposes.
Right.
But then, if you watched the game the other night, or yesterday against the Jets, 2 sacks, 4 or 5 tackles on his own. The guy's still a machine, man. The guy can play if you give him some snaps.
That argument about, first of all, with New England, everyone's hypersensitive. Let's backtrack a sec, everybody. Everyone's like, oh, I can't believe it went to New England. New England gets all the good players, yada, yada. Hold on, backtrack. The Pittsburgh Steelers, this started because they cut him. Because they said, you're not good to play on this team anymore.
We don't want you.
So the Steelers don't care where he ends up, ultimately.
Well, apparently they cared about one team that he ended up
on.
on.
Then don't let him go on such a short...
you.
Like, if you're that worried. Now, here's the other thing. He's obviously on the market.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was getting offers, and he turned around and said, I'd like to play in New England.
So is this the equivalent of Pittsburgh being a guy, right, saying to their girlfriend, I don't want to date you anymore, however, you can't date this guy over here?
Yeah, it's like the episode of Sopranos when Tony was banging the Russian hooker.
Ah, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah,
and then the Congress guy, he's like, Tony has started dating her.
And he manned up. He said, I'm going to date her.
And then he goes back and he belts the guy in his own home.
P.S. Did that bring back memories by any chance? I'm just saying.
Yeah, every European's childhood.
Every European we sympathize.
Now, did you have to go get the belt yourself?
Oh, yeah. That's how stupid we all were. It's like, can you go get me the belt? You're like walking to go get it. You're like, oh, this will calm him down. Wait a minute. What did I just do?
Yeah, then you make the mistake of getting the thin belt because it won't hurt as much, but it has more sting, the thin belt.
No, I actually believe they weren't going to use it.
Yeah, did you...
I just thought they legitimately wanted the belt.
Did your parents snap the belt, or did you do the...
No, they
Mine did.
Oh, yours did that.
They fold it in half, and then, you do this, and you're...
They couldn't get in their hands fast enough to use it on me. I gave it to them, and the next thing I know, it's already being thrown on top of me.
Social services wasn't a thing when we were growing up. No.
You know, Russell Peters' best bit was that one. He's like, go ahead and call them. I know it's going to take them 20 minutes to get here. Yeah. It's literally what every single European parent, European and ethnic parent ever put together.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, call them.
But so that's funny. But yeah, Harrison, New England. Even the report saying, you know what, I don't like the fact that he's going to go there and give him the playbook. First of all, they beat
they already beat
the Steelers, okay? Second of all, do you really think that a guy like Bill Belichick really needs to turn around and bring in a guy for intel on a playbook? They have a whole organization that has been winning Super Bowls and going to championship games for...
Deflating balls, Spygate. Bottom line, no. I'm on the other side of it. Go ahead.
Sure.
Do it. I don't understand why everyone's so weird about cheating. At the end of the day, I agree. You want to make it as fair as possible. But if you see a loophole, you're going to take it. And if you don't, you're stupid.
But not only that, cheating actually will make the league better because it'll expose the fundamental flaw that the league has not thought of. Right. And if it weren't for cheaters...
Right.
No one would expose these flaws and these loopholes.
Absolutely.
So you say, "Oh, there's a loophole. Thank you. Now we'll fix it."
That's right.
So let's give a little applause to the cheaters out there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
You're not helping. You're just not helping.
Part of it.
So yeah.
So what else we got here? You wanted to talk about something. The World Juniors is being played right now.
Yeah, I do. I want to get into that. I want to get into that really quick. I want to bring something up before that because that'll bring us to the topic.
Please.
But. The UFC, there was a UFC fight this weekend, number one, okay? So it featured, which isn't the main thing I'm going here, but it featured that Holly Holm, girl who beat Ronda Rousey.
Right, yeah.
And that Cyborg, that was that Brazilian girl who took a long road to get to the UFC. So that Cyborg lady, she won.
Yeah.
Pummeled her face, right? It went the distance.
She could probably beat up some dudes.
On the match before that, there's Khabib, there's a guy, and he's... in the same weight class that Conor McGregor typically fights in.
Okay.
And I just want to ask you this question, and and your thoughts, Mitch, because you're in the fight game, you're kind of a bit of an outsider, like you like it but don't follow it. Mm-hmm. So he's next in line really to fight Conor McGregor. But Conor McGregor right now is, you could tell the whole boxing thing and seeing all that money is starting to become an issue.
Okay.
Is this guy going to fight again in the UFC?
is Conor McGregor going to fight in the UFC? 100% he will, because the one thing that is bigger than money is ego. And he wants to come back to beat up this Khabib guy, to say, look what I just did. I went to boxing. I fought the number one guy. Granted, I lost, but
doesn't matter. Outcome, yeah.
I did it. And I'm going to come back here and I'm going to beat the crap out of this guy. 100% he'll fight again.
Okay.
And he'll do it for a lot more money than he usually does it for. That's the next thing. But he's 1,000,000% going to fight again, just because of ego. 100%.
That's okay. Yeah,
I don't see him even thinking twice about it.
I feel he will as well, right? And then now I don't know if that's just kind of me hoping, but yeah, I just wanted to bring kind of that UFC, that kind of landscape, because he's been dormant for a while and now he's starting to kind of come up. But yeah, I want to talk about the World Juniors, and it'll go in our main topic, and we're actually going to be, this is a topic that was brought up from one of our listeners, Brendan, and the next part of the show is really going to be not even professional sports, but on the junior level.
Yeah.
So the World Juniors, the World Junior of Hockey is on right now, which is an excellent
amazing tournament. Yeah.
But now they got out of the group stage.
Right.
So now they have they have the games in the quarterfinal picture set up. Well, did you watch the coach for Switzerland?
No, I didn't see it. I had to pull it up because I didn't see it.
So they're interviewing him, and he goes, "Okay, so you're playing Canada. What do you think?" Basically, he goes, "Look, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, they shoot better, they pass better, and that's about it."
So what he did was the shitty version of Miracle on Ice. He did the shitty interview, the shitty pep talk.
Yeah, so the reporter goes, "Is that what you're going to tell?" But he's got an accent too, so it sounds funnier. The reporter goes, "Yeah, is that what you're going to tell your team in the locker room?" He goes, "Well, of course."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, that's what it is. What do you want?" And he goes, "Look, Canada, how many first round drafts do they have? Second round." He's going, "We have one in the fourth. That's it."
Yeah.
It was the funniest.
Is
it okay to be real,
I think it is.
Mitch?
Absolutely it is. And I'll tell you why. Because there's a few things about it, man. I'm a big guy on be real, for the simple reason that I do think I think he's doing it as a motivational thing. He's going, boys, if you lose, we lose. At least still try. Hopefully he's telling them, play. Don't act like pylons out there and get ran around.
Right.
But you have to be realistic. Canada is like this. Russia's like this. USA is like this. And Switzerland is, over here. At the end of the day, you still got to play the game. And if sports has taught us anything, every dog has its day.
Yeah, everyone's got the
But to be realistic about it, I don't know if maybe the setting of right in front of a camera and doing it that way. But the one thing I've learned about talking to different cultures, he might have not wanted it to come out that way.
Right.
We view it that way.
Yeah.
But I think it's a cultural thing. He's just you know what?
It is a second language, right? It's true. So, but even his demeanor had this brash thing. But yeah, I think, you know what, Mitch, this is one of the few things I think I agree with you on, is that as a player, they know. The players know what they're up against. The coaches know. Like you don't have to be delusional.
But that doesn't mean that just because they know they got to stop trying.
Yeah,
they
can still win.
He's saying, these guys, look at, this is realistic. 2 + 2 is 4. These guys have this many guys that are in the first round. These guys are this good. These guys do this on the daily.
Yeah.
Tell them to come and milk cows with us. We'll teach them a lesson about milking cows. This is just what they do better, right?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'll even throw an example that we just talked about leading up to that Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Right.
McGregor did not bring in a boxing coach at all, and his corner was pumping him full of air. So, you're like, even during the match, so Showtime, they have the All Access, right, that they do for the fight. So they have the epilogue, so they show clips after the fight. His corner was like, "Oh yeah, he's tired, you got him, you're doing good, you're winning. And, to contrast, maybe, it's not the best thing in the world to tell someone, give them a false sense of hope of what's realistically
go
happening.
back to the Rocky movies, man. The coach there, the little guy.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him telling Rocky, "You're a bum, Rocky. You're a bum."
And he was a bum.
But you know what? But didn't that motivate Rocky?
Yeah.
It sure did.
Yeah, it sure did.
My dad tells me I'm a bum every day. And look at me now, Dad. Look at me now. I'm in Alchemy Studios.
Yeah.
Got a podcast.
That's right, Dad.
That's right, Dad. I made it, man.
You can roll your own damn pizza.
Roll your own pizza. Please don't. I need the money.
Please don't. We need the That's amazing. So let's get into the main topic of the show. Again, brought up by Brendan. Thank you. This is a good one.
What up, Brendan?
What up, Brendan? You flying back to Tennessee today? But this is a topic that we are going to talk about. People have talked about, and people will always talk about, and that's all there is to that. It'll never go away. Should NCAA players get paid? Yes or no?
Hell no.
Oh, God, Mitch.
All day, no.
Wait, hold on. You're so jealous of people making lots of money or any money. What's the
not
matter
at all.
with
You know what? Actually, I could see why people think that. I don't. I want people to make as much money, but earn it. Buddy, when you're talking, I love this topic. I'll be honest. You told me we were going to talk about this, and I've always thought about this topic. It's come up, it's reared its head, and it's rearing its head lately more than ever.
Right.
The number one reason that the students, and remember the word students, should not get paid is they're getting paid to go to school. So what I'm saying is this. So you got a guy, if you're talking about the sports, and I brought this up to you, where does it end? This topic is not just about football, basketball,
I will agree with you there.
Or baseball. If you're going to pay all these student athletes in the NCAA, you have to pay them all. It doesn't matter if you're on a water polo schedule or a scholarship. It doesn't matter if you're playing tennis, whatever the case may be. I brought this up to you as well. For example, Duke University, everyone knows that you may follow NCAA or you don't. The NCAA has 112 Division I schools, and then there's a whole bunch of others. There's another 100 and something Division II schools. Okay, all these schools offer scholarships.
Okay,
so I pulled it up. We'll go back to the Duke thing.
As long as you didn't pull it out.
I did. Anytime. Anyways, so I just want to make this clear. I pulled this up just to explain a couple of things. To go to school, the average amount of money it costs to go to school in the United States is $34,000 a year.
Okay.
Multiply by 4, you're over $120,000 US to get a degree in the United States.
Right.
$120,000. Okay. So convert into Canadian, who cares? 120, right?
Sure.
Okay. Now you guys are telling me that a student that will use basketball as an example.
Yeah.
So some top recruit, he's playing high school ball, he's dominating, he's doing well, and Duke wants to come and get him. You mean to tell me that Duke now is saying, come to our Ivy, and it's an Ivy League, by the way. Come to our Ivy League school, where on a resume, if you were just taking management at Duke, would look fantastic. So you're going to come play basketball, your school's being paid for, you're attending classes, or you should be anyways, and you get to choose your program, man. It's not like they're telling you, come in and you're going to take poli-sci and you don't even know who the president of the United States is. You get to choose what you want to do. That's a huge bill also that your parents don't have to pay anymore. So think about this. So for that kid that's taking economics, that got accepted into Duke, that worked his ass off to get a little bit of partial scholarship, is got to, his mom and dad and himself or herself are going to be paying an exuberant amount of money and left in debt when they're finished school. And on top of it, you want to give these student athletes money? That's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. The next thing I just want to bring up is to get accepted to any university is a win. Like you will see a kid going, I sent my resume to Florida State, Duke, and whatever, and maybe one of the schools accepted you. That's a win. All of a sudden, you're going there, you're excited. These kids are being invited to come to this school where other kids have to work their ass off to get in there. Then they're being honored and loved by all the students. If you're a good player, even if you're on the bench, let's call it what it is, you're a god on the campus.
Yeah.
You get your school paid for. And on top of it, when you're done, you got this amazing resume you can put together with half the work, in less than half the work that the other students have to. Not only should they not be getting paid, they should be very thankful and very happy that they've been put on.
Okay, you know what? Those are good arguments. That's why this will never die, because although I disagree with you and I believe that they should get paid, you do have a couple valid points. Number one, I think the big misconception is we only look at it for basketball and football because they're the biggest programs out there. Okay,
yeah, of course.
So that's number one. Should this apply for tennis? Should it apply for lacrosse? Should it so on and so forth? Yeah, I'm of that as well. Should it be relative to the organization in the school? I think that as well. Now, here's the thing. Those players are not going to school to become economics majors. They are being recruited and they are being invited to be put into a program that makes the organization money. This isn't like, hey,
what organization are you talking about?
Hold on, let me go.
Yeah, of course.
organization, the sports program. So Duke right now,
which is paying for their libraries and all the other stuff.
Hold on, I gave you yours. Auburn right now says, I want you to come play for me, because if you come play for me, we get a better national TV deal, our own network, all those things, the SEC, the big, all they have their own networks on the on ESPN.
Yeah.
They are being exploited as a product to make money, number one. Number two, anyone that goes to school and has a practicum as part of their program, do they get paid for that internship?
No.
They don't.
No.
You're saying they don't get paid for that? They don't get any work experience.
Not paid really anything. Anyways.
Well, I think that they do. Maybe there's some circumstances, but the point is I've been okay. So when I was in Texas, I went to the Oklahoma-Texas Longhorn game.
Yeah.
Okay. NBC was there. They're selling tickets for $300. Okay, just to get a seat in there.
Sure.
And now there's no real bad seat in there, but we had pretty decent seats. There's so much money being generated, and they're not doing it for the school necessarily. The school benefit, but they're trying to make money. Now, the moment these guys go and say, "Hey, I want you to come to this school," why? Well, here, I'll give you a car, I'll give you a watch, I'll give you everything behind the scenes. Okay. Now, when we talk about salaries, we ultimately think, okay, well, they don't deserve these $1 million contracts. I don't agree with that either. My point is that they should be getting paid an according salary. Maybe it's a fixed amount, whatever the institution comes in with, just to say, hey, we are working to make a check. You talk about they get the scholarship for free because they're part of the sports program. Well, if you go to any other job, you get paid and you get benefits, right?
But you have to earn that.
Yeah, like but they still have to take the classes. If anything, they have to work harder than the students that just have to get paid.
The NCAA had to implement a rule to the basketball programs that they had to stay a minimum of 2 years now.
Okay.
Where before, these kids would play 1 year and then jump back out, right? They stopped it actually. The NBA also stopped it from just drafting guys right out of high school.
That's right. Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, if it's done properly, where these students... Now, you went back and let me rebuttal on the one point you made. You made a point where you're like... they come to the school and they want to how did you say it? Bottom line is this: these kids have an opportunity that if they come to the school and they do it right, they do the 4-year program, they get their education, then the system works. If they're all opting out to go straight to the NBA because they all know that getting into the NBA, NHL, MLB, NFL is hard. It's super hard. They're all up against each other. If they can't put that together in their own mind going, wait a minute, you know what? My chances of actually making the team and actually getting a huge contract is this a minute percentage, then shame on them. That's their own fault. That's simple math. You know what I mean? When you say 1% of NHLers, like we make fun of it here in Canada because everyone's a hockey mom and dad and everything's like, my kid's going to make it to the show. Brian Burke said it on a local radio station a little while, like a year and a half ago. He goes, your kid has a better chance of going to Harvard and in law school than it does going to the NHL. That's hard enough to do as it is. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be very realistic here of what is exactly going on. You want to pay these kids? Fine. Give them $100,000 a year. It's costing $100,000 to put them through the program.
Yeah, but I'm not saying the number has to be $100,000.
Okay, but how much is it? How much are you going to give them?
I don't know.
Then they should start paying for their school. See, you know what the problem is here, Dimitri? Is at the end of the day...
No, we think high. We think high. When we think player salaries, we say we got to give these guys a lot of money. What if it's just $1,000 a month?
But
just to say.
But why? What's the $1,000 going to do?
Why not teach these kids some money management?
No, how about no? See, that
they're in that program.
$1,000 is not going to do anything.
So, okay, if it's not going to do anything, then why not give it to them? To make them feel like they're working.
Dumb. Because, buddy, they're getting an education. They're getting something that it's very hard to get. I think it's hilarious that a lot of these students are
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm getting up. You know what's funny? Why does everyone think I yell when I yell like that?
Now
I'm getting mad because I just find it funny. Why does anyone deserve anything?
You're so...
Why does anyone deserve anything?
You don't like people making money.
No, at all. I love it. I love people making money. But earn it, man. Earn it.
They're earning it.
Where are they earning it?
They
have to get in. You're telling them the minute they get there, they're supposed to get $1,000. They haven't done anything yet.
Mitch, the guy will go in 3 years in, break his fibula, and then he's overdone. Those guys are working to get to the big league.
That's life, man. That's life.
I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is that these sports in the NCAA that we're talking about are attributed to school institutions. When you look at other sports, for example, I know people that play junior A hockey at the age of 15, 16.
Right.
that are still going to school or some type of schooling that get paid a little bit of a salary a month. Why? Because the sports program that goes right to the big show is not affiliated with a school.
Sure.
That's the problem. The problem in this catch-22 is that in order to get to the big dance, you have to go to college.
Then study and go and get in.
What now? If it wasn't like that and there was a separate league, as there should be, they'd be getting paid because they're working not for the school. They're working for TV deals. They're a product. They're getting used as a product, and they should get paid for their services. Not, hey, we'll give you a free education, to come here. Okay, yeah, that's a very, I'm not saying that's nothing. That is something. And your point of what they're getting is very valid as well. Because if you put in the monetary value, it's like, hey, we're basically paying you, if you're there 4 years, 35 grand a year to be here, right? Expenses, all that stuff. But that's not... The problem is, it's like the church and state, unfortunately, cannot be one entity. They have to be separate. So
that's fine. You make a slight point, but I'm going to just go back to this.
I make a good one. It's a good one. It's a
good one, sure. But I'm going to go back to this. For any of those kids that are going, wow, we're getting jousted, man, that sucks. We're not getting paid. We're doing this. How about this? You're look at it from the other side of it, where your mom and your dad had to wake up every morning and take you to your sports program, pay for your sports program, do those things. You're saving now your parents who spent all that money that could have been put towards their mortgage or other stuff. Now you're kind of repaying them back, going, for the next 4 years, mom, dad, you don't have to worry about me getting my education because I got accepted to the school. I'll study hard. And if I don't, that's on me, mom, dad. But you don't have to pay $120,000 US to come and get me through my program.
I still believe. Go ahead.
But if you, let's say some of these kids get into the Harvard or get into the Yales, that's crazy, man. The open invitation to get into these universities is huge, Dimitri.
Yeah, but why can't they have a course? If it's all about the schooling, then why can't they say, look, you guys are on the course to potentially be professional athletes. You're going to go from making $0 to anywhere from, in the six figures, right? Let's not say just $1 million contracts.
But you can't decide who.
Why not a money management course?
Tom Brady. But let's go backwards to what you said. If there's some sort of course, if you want to do a money management thing, they have that. They have those programs installed for. I know the NFL has one for rookies. They have to go to a mandatory 48. I believe it's a 2-day course.
And the 49ers have the best one, I heard.
Do they?
I heard
and
that.
They have to go and they have to sit down with a financial advisor. They do that on the pro side. Good for them. That's great.
So then I'll retract that.
But all I'm saying is that Tom Brady, if you're saying, well, that's what the whole program is for. Tom Brady was drafted 199th. No one expected him to go to the NFL and do what he's done. But one of the reasons I love Tom Brady is for that reason. Here's a guy.
There's a lot of reasons.
Outside of his everything. No, but the reality is the guy worked hard and became who he is, and I got a lot of respect for that kind of stuff, man. How many times have we seen a guy who's supposed to be the Jamarcus Russell? There's a great example.
Great, yeah, okay.
Because he could throw a spiral 70 yards from his knees. Apparently, this guy was God's gift to quarterbacks. Gets his guaranteed contract of $50 million, one of the highest at the time, and then all of a sudden you don't know where this guy is anymore. That's not right. You know what? He got his money. He's probably still spending it, and hopefully he still has his money. But how much bigger he can put on a resume saying, I'm Jamarcus Russell, I went to LSU, and I have my economics degree. That's amazing. There's a lot of setup for them. If they don't decide to take it, that's on them, man. I literally don't have any... do what you want with your life, but don't say you didn't get a good hand.
Is a guy like Deshaun Watson, who played for Clemson those years... Is a guy like him getting overexposed for his talent and his value and saying, well, here's your education. Thanks for bringing us a state championship, a couple years of great glory and money like you read about.
And guess what?
And the coach gets paid.
And the coach gets
and the staff gets paid.
The coaching thing's different, and that's where I would say with you that they are getting paid way too much money. But going back to the Deshaun Watson,
that's my point. They're getting paid the value for the job they're doing.
Exactly. Deshaun though is getting a major contract from the Texans. He'll get one, especially with how well he played this year, and his mentoring by going to Auburn by going to Clemson. Pardon me. He got schooling by the best football minds, right? He decided to go to Clemson because he wanted to play football and blah, blah, blah.
I'm sure Clemson said, wow, we are so happy to have Deshaun Watson as part of our archaeology stream.
Maybe.
Oh, what a win for archaeology.
Well, buddy, you don't know that. Absolutely.
No, I do know that.
No, you don't. You don't know that. You know what? If the guy's there's a lot of guys that are passionate about. Let me ask you this: how many? A guy like Megatron who retired 2 years ago, right? During the NFL years, the guy was a god. He went to Georgia Tech. God came, made huge money. What's he doing now? Who knows? Like, you know where he was smart? He got out before maybe he couldn't do something. Who knows?
Where's his education?
But I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is he kept his money and he didn't want to maybe play anymore. Maybe he lost his passion. Who knows why he got out?
Well, I think the 0-16
But maybe he is back in school. Maybe he is doing something. But there's something to be said. The guy played the system nice. He made his money and he jumped out. Done. End of the conversation. I got no problems with the guy making money. I'm saying we're talking about NCAA and getting paid. I got zero tolerance for these guys wanting money. They're getting money. They're getting it in a different form.
But they're not selling. It's not like in high school or anything. They are not selling this product for the institutions. They are this is a separate business that they've sneakishly decided to say it's part of the school and get, just make all the money in the world. And they should compensate a little bit more because these guys are doing a job. If this wasn't part of the school, these guys would be getting paid. There's no junior league. The AHL players get paid underneath the NHL.
At the end of the day, I disagree 100%. I don't think that these kids deserve any sort of money.
We're
not going to see it because I really do believe that these students are getting, and remember what we're talking about. They're 17, 18, up to 22 years old. Okay? Just remember that. We're not talking about somebody that's got 20 years of experience and deserves to get paid more money. We're talking about somebody that literally came out of high school, has now been given a chunk at life that no one else has been given, and on top of it, they want more. No. Absolutely no. Absolutely zero. And you know what? NCAA is making a lot of money, or the schools are making money on these kids. I get it. I see where you're kind of going with it. But as long as the schools... If you go to their Instagram account, NCAA, it says it's a non-profit organization. I swear to God, that's what it says. And there are measures that I agree with you that there's conspiracies and stuff going on. I'm not dumb about that. But at the end of the day, when I've never been, but I'm pretty sure if I go to Clemson, Texas, name it, Duke, they are probably some of the most beautiful facilities in all the world. And that's because that the money that's coming into these programs are still being put out to
the majority of the money should go back into the program and whatever. That's just the part there. I have no problems with that. I just come from the standpoint that these people are actually working at something that has nothing to do with the school. Yeah, sure, they give them the school to go to the education, which is probably overpriced to begin with because they manipulate the prices knowing what people's income is going to be. Right. But at the same time, like I said, I think they're doing a job. Mitch, I think we're going to keep, we could go on the whole time, but we do have to move on.
Look, you guys. I'm literally wiggling in my chair and I put a timer on, right? Like I do the thing. I've lost 140 calories just wiggling my chair back and forth as I talk to you. Yeah.
No shit.
My heart rate is at 63 right now. Isn't that weird?
I thought it'd be higher because the way you got there was a point, and I felt myself getting a little up there too, but you were getting angry. You were gonna Hulk up.
No, I was probably gonna reach across and slap you. Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
You can't hit what you can't catch, Mitch. You can't hit what you can't catch.
Did I not shake your hand earlier to say Happy New Year to you? You're like, not so hard. Did you not say that to me?
I just said, keep an eye on the shoulder.
How is the gout? Anyways,
by the way, the gout turns out to be frozen shoulder.
What? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I did a little research on it. Doesn't frozen shoulder come from an injury in the past or something?
Yes, it can be. Well, that's what they told me.
In your case, so what happened? Did you lie on that shoulder too much when you were watching TV as a young age?
That is part of it, by the way. It's how you go to sleep, and you got to be careful. You got to be careful of that kind of stuff. You know what? Even sleeping with your arm up like this, dangerous. Don't do it.
I wish people could see what he just did. I don't know who sleeps like that. Who sleeps like that?
People that sleep on their side and like this. That's
you
dangerous.
You can get frozen shoulder from
Mitch,
that.
I compete at a high level in everything that I do, so this isn't surprising.
By the way, did you see I got the skates?
I saw you got the skates.
Man.
Oh, buddy, I'm going to take you down in water polo. It's obvious.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
Yeah.
Shaking your hand is causing you a little grief. For sure, water polo will be fine for you.
Dude, you're going to be at the bottom. Dude, we're just going to make sure I have a first aid
Just so you know, I trimmed down the chest hair, so I am aerodynamic now.
You're versatile. See, the agility might be it.
For all of my boys that did vote for me to crush you, I promise to leave.
Did you see how split it was?
It was split.
It's like right down the line.
At the end of the day, people like the nice guy like you. you.
Right.
They don't like the fact that I'm
Right, so
like
you
right
admit
now.
you're
The
an
NCAA,
asshole. You
I'm a
admit-
little
you
bit. Yeah,
admit
sure,
it.
I can be. I like the fact that I have this
small
alter ego
victories.
here. I
Small
like it.
victories.
Small victories.
I just need
Let's
the
talk
people
about
to
what
know.
everyone wants to hear. And the NFL playoffs starting this weekend.
Well, hold on a sec. Before the NFL playoffs started this weekend, something came to an
much
end,
time do we
Mitch.
got here?
We got enough time, and you're going to shut up and you're going to listen to me, okay? Because anyone who follows us on Instagram and Facebook, you obviously saw the video that I posted yesterday. And Mitch, I want you to admit to me that when you were making fun of me the last 3 weeks, and I was bitching, and I said, picking first is a disadvantage because you can kind of manipulate and see, and you're like, you're off your rocker, Dimitri. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Hold on, not that.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm fired up too. And I said, okay, you put your picks up. So I'm like, okay, being a second, I'm just going to pick everything you picked. I beat you. I am the winner of the inaugural Pick'em season, 7-6-3. My God, Mitch!
First off,
what a victory this year has been. Roller coaster, up and down. And just,
First off, I will say, you done? You done? I'm gonna just say this.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank
As
you.
a man to a man, I lost fair and square. I applaud you on the win.
Right.
However, I want you to admit to the fans that you did cheat.
I did not cheat.
And I want you to, and I'm actually proud of you that you cheated. I'm not mad at you that you cheated.
I didn't
But I
cheat.
want you to admit that you cheated.
No, I didn't cheat.
No, so this is what happened. Friday, as we said earlier in the podcast, there was a crazy code spell. You were going to come to my place and we were going to do a video together. But
thank God we didn't. The roads were ridiculous.
It was horrible. So I took initiative and did my crappy, by the way, I'm really sorry to everyone. I'll get better with my videos.
Why do you have a whiteboard at your house?
Because I'm a
Is it in your
businessman.
office?
Yeah, it's in my office.
Do you use it?
Yeah,
do you find it helps?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's for daily chores and stuff like that I have to do for work.
Maybe I'll
Absolutely.
get the whiteboard.
You should get the whiteboard.
I thought it was
motivates you. It motivates.
I thought it was a nice
You feel
touch.
like you're in the the business realm. and stuff like that.
Right.
So I do the video and I send it to you on the Friday because I knew Saturday I was running around. I wasn't going to be able to do it.
Right.
Now you took my video and you saw the pics and then you basically looked at it. And now when we do the pics here, you're saying one thing, I say another. You literally had 2 days to analyze all my pics. You saw that you were up. You saw that you won. And you took advantage of it.
It's not cheating because we started doing that because I complained. Okay?
No, but when we do it here, we were going back and forth.
No, it was always me picking first for the first while until I opened up my mouth
I
and
never
I said
looked at it like that. I never did it that way. But I never looked at it the way you're looking at it.
We had
you just pulled 100 for cheating.
No, we had
cheated.
James on the
See,
show.
This
and
just
I brought
shows
it
you
up
what
too.
kind of nice guy I am.
Nice
I'm
guy.
a nice guy.
No.
That I looked at it from the point of view I would never, ever.
No.
I would never do that to you. I never looked at it that way.
You're just mad because I outsmarted you.
I told you, I'm proud of you that you smarted it.
I used your, it doesn't make a difference. Well, why are you getting so mad and calling me a cheater if it doesn't make a difference if someone picks second the whole time?
When we did the picks in the studio, I never looked at it that way.
No,
I never said to you,
I picked them on my own, and out of coincidence, it happened to be the same thing.
All right,
Is
fine.
that what
Like
you
I
want?
said, you know what?
Doesn't
no,
matter.
I know that's not what you did. I just want you to
wonder
admit
what
that you
if I had to
cheated.
be a
You know what?
gangster.
Next year. You're literally, buddy. It's the bottom line is you won.
This
fair
is for
square.
the G's,
I
and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's.
Oh yeah,
that album's the best.
It's really good.
You're on the radio with DJ.
No, bottom line, you won fair and square.
Okay,
now let's go.
I'm gonna shake your hand. Look,
I wish there was a video here. I would just pull you over the table right now.
Like I said, it was a good, hard-fought season. But to be the man, woo! You gotta beat the man.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, Jeff is cueing the music. It's gonna be a little dull without it now. But I gotta tell you one thing.
Go ahead.
We got some things planned coming up now that the Pick'em season's done. In future episodes, we're gonna be bringing it up really quick because I know we're coming close to time, but. The NFL picture, Mitch. Your thoughts? What's happening? Overall take? Who do you kind of see in the mix?
I am super pumped about one thing. A couple of things. Okay. I thought it was a weird season. A lot of key injuries to a lot of key players that I think destroyed the whole playoff scheme this year.
Right.
However, what I am going to say is that I think this is going to be a great playoffs. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Here's what I got. At the end of the day, we got Buffalo, Jacksonville in week number one, in the first round of the playoffs.
That's right.
I love. I think Buffalo's going to take down Jacksonville. Jacksonville's playing like crap right now. I like Buffalo there.
That momentum scares me, Mitch.
I like Tennessee against KC. I think KC's got that I don't know what it is. They can't win the first round. They feel hot. They feel good. But I don't know. Tennessee, if they stay to their game plan, I think they're going to knock them down.
Okay.
I like the Rams against Atlanta. Even though the Rams are coming in hot, I don't know. The Rams are tough, man. Or, sorry, Atlanta's coming in hot.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are looking fantastic. And the Panthers, I think, are the team to beat in that game against the Saints. And then overall, I'm going to be straight up with you. This is New England's Super Bowl to lose. They just literally just seem so much better than everyone else. Man.
Yeah.
No Philadelphia, Philadelphia, I'm sorry, guys. In all honesty, I would have loved to see them, but I don't think Nick Foles has got it in him. And then Minnesota, I think it could be a Minnesota-New England final. I really do. And playing in the Metrodome could be crazy.
Well, I'll tell you how I see it. So it's funny.
U.S. Bank.
Yeah, yeah. The Buffalo game, I think that momentum might charge them up, right? Yep. Especially they're not going to have a bye week.
Bills Mafia coming out.
So I can see the Bills beating the Jags. Either way, whichever team is coming to play the Steelers, I think they stop there.
Okay.
On the other side, I got Kansas City beating Tennessee.
You do?
I do. I just think that the Tennessee, the defense is so iffy.
Yeah.
From game to game.
I can see that.
Yeah. Either way, I agree with you. It's New England's to lose. No matter who they're playing, if it's the Steelers, if it's the Chiefs, anyone that's coming out there, I find it's New England's to lose to get to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
New England will be the one to beat New England, as they say. I agree with you. I love the Rams over the Falcons. Now, in my opinion, this Carolina-New Orleans game, I think one of these two teams is going to the final. I like Carolina to beat New Orleans in this game.
Yeah.
I can see either team. Again, it's so close, right? Because again, you got Drew Brees on the other side in that great running game, and they're playing very well. But I'll edge Carolina. The Eagles, I think they're toast. If it's not that game, they're toast in the championship game. Foles just cannot do it for them.
They don't have anything going on offense right now.
Now, Minnesota, I got to be honest. The reason I say Carolina and New Orleans, one of those teams, that team is going to go right to the finals, because the thing with Minnesota is I think that this bye week is actually going to hurt them, not help them.
Really?
Yeah, and I just feel Case Keenum. I hope I'm wrong, because he's playing very well, and when you see that, it deserves
there's a
it.
guy that's going to get paid. I want to see a guy get paid.
Yeah, there you go.
But
again, it's the purple team, and maybe it's my bias.
You want to hear a hilarious thing?
Yeah, I do.
Nick Foles, Case Keenum, and Jared Goff all were the quarterbacks for the Rams last year. And they're all...
Oh my God, that's
isn't that hilarious?
That is hilarious.
All three guys are division leaders of their
I got to tell you, the thing with the Rams,
for their division.
they got great defense, but that Gurley man, is he running the ball like crazy?
It's still Brady's. Brady's still going to win championships.
I got New England, Carolina in the final, and again, I got to say New England, but maybe it's Carolina's year. Like I said, Carolina's been sneaking, not under the radar.
I don't know what it is. You know what? I'm a big guy on hot teams making a big run right now. And so that's why a little piece of me might want to go back and change that Rams and Atlanta pick. I think Atlanta, even though, that 28-3 thing from last year is still like literally looming over them.
Oh my God.
They're hot going in. Who else is hot going in right now?
Yeah, but I look at Atlanta, they got to go through the Rams, that defense. If they go, then they got to go through the Vikings, that defense. Then they got to go, which again I don't buy into Philly. No. They got to go through Carolina or New Orleans. Let's say Carolina goes. Like, these are big defenses that got to get in there.
I'm with you there. I like Carolina. I was saying it from before. I really like Carolina.
No.
And I do like. I think I like the Rams there. I like the Rams. You know what? We'll see. But bottom line, I think it's a New England, and I do think it's Minnesota at the end. Yeah. That one's going to be big, and this is the one year I actually am going to be cheering for New England.
Yeah. Why not?
Just why not? Let's see Brady do 6. Why not? Well, let's see you even be better than you are.
I just want to give a shout out here. I want to give a shout out to Evan Berger from Sign Graphics, who generously donated their time and efforts to construct our brand new logo.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Thanks, boys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So Yeah, just so you know something, Sign Graphics, it's a local company here in Calgary since 1979. And it's, just in the name. So they do signs, all types of signs, fascias, whether it be for buildings, outdoor.
Fascia.
Fascia.
I like that word.
Yeah,
fascia.
it really sounds like a good place for a sign, right? But they do interior, they do car decals, they do business, like everything. I mean, everything. And Evan, I know for a fact he designs everything in-house. Nice. Again, nice family-owned operation. They do excellent work. And again, thanks for the boys at Sign Graphics, just there on Manila Road. So they're right by, you know where there's the Shaw GMC?
Yeah.
Right there just off Blackfoot. They're just kind of tucked right in there.
Just off the Blackfoot.
Yeah, just off the Blackfoot. So I think it's 4512 Manila Road, southeast.
Manila.
Yeah. So,
it's not vanilla, it's Manila.
Yeah, the thrill in Manila, Sign Graphics. But yeah, thanks for the logo, boys. It looks really great. And we got a really good episode coming up next week. We are going to have Dr. Ryan Todd, and he's going to be coming in, with his expertise on mental health awareness, and even somewhat how it relates into the sports field.
I watched that Concussion the other day.
Yeah,
during the holidays.
I got to
Tell the truth.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, not yet. I got to get in.
You got to see it. Yeah. Just tell the truth.
We should. I'll watch it.
You got to watch it. It's on
in.
Netflix.
Yeah, I'll watch it before he comes in.
Tell the truth.
we gotta do that, Tim.
It's actually a really good movie. It's actually really good. And I'm actually surprised the NFL would let it go out. Wait until you watch it, because I'm like, wow.
Did they sandbag him? Now, the other thing
they're
too.
I think they're a part of it. Like, I think they're like, go ahead. Like, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's Goodell. Screw you. I'll do what I want. Speaking, we don't want to talk about the metrics a little bit, but we want to tell people we're still growing into the new year. We got new downloads. Mitch, if I were to tell you that we got a download in the country of Belgium, would you believe me?
The land of chocolate?
Absolutely.
Damn right I believe it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone knows I have a sweet tooth.
Really, so I just want to say, in Belgium, they actually speak a few different languages and dialects. So, a little bit of Dutch and French and German in there. So I just
They don't know what they are over there.
Yeah, so I just want to say, go ahead dem middag, right? Which I believe is hello or bonjour, depending what part you're from.
Or como estás?
Yeah, or, ticanis.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And also, we got to download in New York.
Oh! Get the fuck out of here!
That's what I'm saying. We're going down. We got our boys in New York. Forget about it.
Get out of here.
But you think this is a Fugazi
Hey,
style?
paisan!
You think this is a Fugazi? This is for real.
Oh.
In New York, we've been sent for.
We've been sent
for.
Donnie, you gotta go.
When you get sent for, who are you? Would you be a sunny red or a sunny black? Who you with?
Oh, I'm a sunny black.
Yeah,
I like to think I am. I want to be a sunny black when
sunny
I grow
red's
up.
a piece of shit.
Sunny red's a shitty person.
What a bad move.
Bad
a bad move. But so we got some exciting things in the
What
pipeline.
about the iTunes? Did we get that on there yet? Or?
Not iTunes is coming. It's going to be coming this week. I sent all the episodes that we've done. They have to go through a review, and we're going to be on iTunes by next episode.
They're going to review us?
They got to review it.
Well, we'll see you on Podbean then.
Are you kidding? They can't deny this.
They can't deny this. And one thing I want to, for all the people listening this week, I want Dimitri to put it on the discussion board, or I can do it, or you guys can do it on your own. I got into a discussion yesterday.
Okay.
Who's going to be? Zach Burke has brought this up to me. Good guy, good sports fan. He's called it. He wants to know which Canadian team is the next team that's going to win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, that's a good one.
He is adamant about a Canadian team winning the Stanley Cup, and he's a big Toronto fan, so he thinks it's the Maple Leafs, and he truly believes it's the Maple Leafs.
Most
and I have
Maple Leafs fans do, yeah.
I have no reason to believe that he's wrong at this moment.
Well, hey, they're not playing that bad at all. You know what? Let's put it on the discussion board.
Sure,
or even
do it.
Zach, you know what? If you're listening, put it up too.
Put it up, Zach.
Yeah, come on, Zach B.
Zachy B.
Love that guy, man.
Guy.
He's one of the funniest guys I know.
He's good shit.
He's so
good poker player too.
Yeah, he's all right. Not bad.
I think he knocked me out of the tournament a couple of years ago.
I got to come in. I don't know if I'll make the poker tournament this year.
January 27th, Helena Greek Community. It's our 10th annual poker tournament. It's going to be huge. 100 seats are usually available. We are selling quickly, and it's $250 buy-in. All you can eat, all you can drink.
Guys, it's a fantastic time.
It's fun. It's supporting pulmonary respiratory this year.
Okay.
Good buddy of ours. he was kind of going through that at the time, and
That's right, yes.
we're very proud and excited to collaborate with them and do that. This
Yeah,
year.
what a great cause, and anyone who's listening, you don't got to be Greek to go to this.
No,
thing.
not at all. In fact, there's no Greeks.
It is such a good deal, such a good time.
There's a couple Greeks.
There's a couple Greeks, right? Maybe there's a couple Greeks maybe there's a guy who does a podcast came second place last year.
Boom! You know what? I came third place in the year one.
What'd you take for the prize?
I can't remember. What did I take? I think I took some sort of speaker or something at the time.
Oh, maybe it was
the
a
prizes
bonus.
this year are even better than last year.
You're kidding.
No, we got some.
If I get in the top 10, I just I want to stick it to Hasapi, so I'm just going to take that travel.
The last few
voucher
years,
all day long.
the gold bar has been the thing that
It's a
people
neat-
want.
it's a neat one.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Literally, you get a gold bar. You walk out with a gold bar.
Yeah, it's a gold bar.
Gold
And,
bar.
I mean,
Bouillon.
Bouillon, baby. Bouillon, baby. Come on. Anyways, guys, that's a show. Follow us on all our channels at Real Locker Room Talk or at Mitch and Dimitri on Twitter. Get engaged. Let us know. Like I said, we bring the topics that you want. And Ayo. But until then, we got to hit the showers.
Time to get naked.
Oh, yeah. Best part of the show. Yeah, actually, it's such a fun time. What do you guys got for prizes this year?
It's the gold bar will be there, but I think it's gonna be second or third prize this year.
Oh, wow.
We got to be honest, there's WestJet flights, stuff like that. There's a lot of other stuff, like bigger prizes.
Yeah, but like I said, I brought Brendan, my brother-in-law, last year. I said for years, I'm like, you got to come to this thing, man, right? And he finally came because this is one of the funnest times I ever had. He had a blast. Because I say it's people who haven't gone, they just don't get it how good it is. Like I'm so surprised that in our community, it's not as popular.
Some people just don't like it. They think that they only have to play full.
They show up for the prime rib.
Yeah,
Are you doing
well,
prime
that's what
rib?
we're doing this year. Yeah, prime rib. Like the whole plane dinner.